Hi everyone, Miss Abby here. I hope that you're doing well. As you know, this week is election week. When you watch this video, we might already know the results of the election, but when I make this video right now, the election hasn't yet happened. And I just got this book from the San Francisco Public Library. It's a brand new book, and I'm really excited to share it with you because I was feeling a little bit nervous about the upcoming election, and just like not knowing what's going to happen was making me feel a little bit stressed out. And when I read this book, something happened that I love about books, which is that sometimes I can find like the perfect book for how I'm feeling, and it can actually change a negative feeling into kind of a positive feeling. In this book, a bunch of kids talk about all the things that they stand for. So all the things that they believe in and that they're fighting for. And it took my stress away because I remembered all the power that we have and how kind of regardless of what happens, there's going to be people who are fighting for justice, who are fighting for what's right. And so I wanted to share this book with you because I think it's really inspiring. And it's called Oh, the Things We're For. And it's by Innosanto, Nagara. I hope you enjoy. Oh, the things we're for. When you go to a march and raise your sign high, and you'll make people smile who thought you were shy. And you'll make people wonder, does that kid really know why? Has that ever happened? Somebody's kind of questioned if you understand. You do know, of course. That's why you are there. You're there to say no because you do care. You're there to say stop. What's happening is not fair. We can't keep doing what we're doing the way it's been done. We can't keep using it, moving it, running it how it's been run. Standing together, that's how change can be won. So yes, you do know what's up and why you are there, but that's not the big question, at least not for me. It's not folks who don't know or just disagree. It's folks who want to be with us, but feel that they simply just can't see. Folks who say we want to resist, we're on the same page, our problems are serious. That's easy to see. Destruction must stop, we can't let it be. Stop polluting and poisoning and cheating and stealing. No one likes dictators or violence or kids going hungry. And poverty, stop war. But okay, then what are you for? Oh, what are we for? That is my favorite question. And I'm sure it's yours too, because you pay attention. You have so many answers and so many options and so many solutions that you want to impart. The only hard question is where does one start? And then it has all these signs like at a protest. No ban, no wall, boycott, no kids in cages, stop building prisons, end the violence, stop drilling. So many different things to stand for. And now they're going to go through some of the things that people can stand for. We have to start somewhere. So let's take a pick. Take something we all do. We all get sick. We get wheezy and sneezy and snuffly noses. We get headaches and tummy aches and sometimes throw up. So we sip some hot soup and we get a good rest. And soon we feel better and back to our best. But sometimes being sick is harder than that. The nurses may say we need more than just rest. The doctors may want to give us a test. Perhaps they'll tell us to get an x-ray. It might even mean a hospital stay. And when there's a virus that starts to run wild, more people get sicker, though some cases are mild. But so many sickies means so many meds and not enough nurses and not enough beds. What does that remind you of? Maybe the virus that's happening right now? But then we are asked, who's going to pay? Sadly, the answer is pretty not funny. When companies decide to make all their money, deciding who gets cared for and who does not, depending on cash you put in their pot. So if you have means, you get care that you need. But if you don't, well, you're in trouble indeed. So here's an idea that we can all share. We all do our part and put in what's fair. And then when we need it, we have access to care. So healthcare for all is a thing that we're for. Should I go on, continue this tour? No problem, for sure. So healthcare for all is the idea that no matter whether or not you can pay for healthcare, that you get taken care of by doctors and you don't have to worry about whether or not you have the money to pay. We all know now that the climate's a changin', the earth is a warmin', and the sea level's risin'. The ice shelves are melting, which is not at all surprising, since science was warning that the globe will keep warming if we keep burning the stuff we've been burning. But is there an answer, some people may ask? Why, yes, you say, if we're up for the task. Look up, you exclaim. What do you see? A huge ball of plasma, clean energy for free. What's this? So instead of drilling and spilling, and let's be honest, even killing, for dirty, dead dino goop that should stay in the ground, let's embrace the sun and wind and earth. Nature's power will always abound. If you watch the video about We Are Water Protectors, about the drilling and the oil pipeline, that's part of what they're talking about here, and all the devastation and the destruction to the land and the people. If anyone's still not sure what you mean, what we can change so our future is green, well, it starts with committing to making it real, working together to seal a new deal. So this is solar energy. It collects energy from the sun and then can be used for energy in your house or in buildings. And these collect energy from wind and can also be turned into energy for a house or a building. Wow, they say. Universal healthcare, they say. Solar energy. Such big things for a kid. Okay, that's cool, but shouldn't you be focused on kid things like play dates and school? School and play, why yes. On that, you have much to say. We learn more with more recess and time to eat lunch, much smaller classes. We can't learn in a crunch. If we memorize and drill and are taught to be tested, real thinking does not get invested. Critical minds can't flourish that way. And speaking of teaching, our teachers need much better pay. So they're saying even school, there are things to stand for. We need schools that are safe. We need freedom to range. We need libraries and sports. We need cultural exchange. We need music and arts to fill our brains and our hearts. We should be seen as whole people with many different kinds of smarts. There are so many ideas upon which we can call for a free and fair and public education for all. But let's get more personal. Let's talk about we, let's talk about you, let's talk about me, let's talk about us, and the many, many ways we can be. Let's celebrate our splendor of spectrums of gender. Let's recognize and value the many hues of our skin, the many languages we speak, our many lands of origin, to whom one may pray, with whom one shares love, the diverse ways our mind work, our bodies we're proud of. Those who've always been here, on whose lands we now tread, those who dare speak up, those who act quietly instead. This page has a lot of different things to celebrate of different people's gender identity, different people's sexual orientation, different people's color of their skin, where they're from, languages, religion, and talking about how to celebrate those things instead of discriminate against people based on them. But let's also be clear that harm has been done. Futures were stolen by sword and by gun. We can't flip a switch and say that we're there. A history of injustice takes more to repair. To balance the scales, we must reclaim what they stole and do the hard work to make us all whole. Making us whole, that's really the theme. It's not as difficult as it may seem. Lock them up, they say. Throw away the key. That's the quick fix that some want to see. But let's take a moment and take a close look. Who gets locked up? Where, how, and why? You'll see there's a problem that one can't deny. a pattern of how the judgments we face are different for each based on money and race. And even if things were quote unquote fair, and those doing time quote unquote deserve to be there, is putting humans in cages the best we can do? In 10,000 years, have we learned nothing new? This is about who gets put in jail and for what, and if that really is fixing the problem or not. We have, of course, and that's the good news. There are much better options from which we can choose. Lift up the idea that we dispose of no one. We're each of us more than our worst act. There's no panacea, and work must be done. Liberation's for all of us, or else it's for none. That's a new word for me. I don't know if I said it right. Speaking of work, we've ideas there too. Things we can change, things we can do. So many people work hard for their pay, but hardly make ends meet at the end of the day. And as if just working wasn't hard enough, they're all alone when the going gets rough. There are so many ways that these things can be tough. We don't even have room to list all of that stuff. But suffices to say, there's many a way where workers have rights and workers have sway, where we work with each other in union as one, or better yet, in co-ops for fairness and fun. And when our rights come under attack, we will know who's got our back. Okay, I know, this is a lot, but hey, they asked, so they get what you got. They opened the door for solutions galore when they asked you, what are you for? Maybe they'd hoped for something lighthearted, but you, my friend, are just getting started. So as you can see, there's much to be done, much to be fixed, and much to be run. But having to do stuff isn't so bad. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's do something rad. I love this picture. Let's shout out solutions from sea to sea. Let's yell out our favorites. I hope you'll join me. It says, I'm not going to read them all, but it says diversity, science, good jobs, clean energy, kids' rights, homes for all, free buses, housing, libraries, workers' rights, so many different things to stand for, and so many solutions. To you, these ideas are never a bore. You've already shared many and have many, 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 oh, so many, many more. When you care for the world as much as you do, creating solutions is oh, so you. Of course, not all solutions are the best they can be, and on some things we may disagree. But it all starts with caring and agreeing to sharing, a radical act if we are daring. But this is all stuff that you already know. You're ready to go. You're ready to soar. We're ready to start. You're ready to roar. So off now, let's go. Let us start working. Let us start building the future we're for. And I like that it mentions that not everybody's for the same thing. But if you're inspired to fight for the thing that you're for, that's what matters. And the book ends with thinking of some things that you're for. And so what are you for? What do you care about? I would love to hear. I hope that book inspired you the way that it inspired me. And I hope that it got you thinking about what are you for. Bye.